First of all, I would love to thank you for inviting me to come here. The first time to meet my friend Kamal, the first time here. But I discovered that we are from the same neighborhood. My English, not perfect. Yeah, but I think that I will be able to explain myself. My name is Said Abu Shakra. I am the founder of the gallery in Al-Fahim. I would love to take you many years ago, before the establishment of the gallery. I would love to share you my personal story and my personal experience inside Israel here. I am the second generation of the Nakba in Israel, the catastrophe of the Palestinians, the second generation. And I came to I was born in a very difficult situation. I was born in 1956, and many years behind me, many difficulties behind me, but lot of challenges behind me and ahead. This is Al-Fahim that I show you now. Al-Fahim, the first people came to Al-Fahim before 800 years ago. And the people came to Al-Fahim that was forest, and people became to be woodcutters. And after that, they produced the charcoals, and because no electricity these times, and the name of Al-Fahim, it's the mother of the charcoal, like that, because they produced the charcoals, and it was very famous with that. And this photograph, it's like the traditional way to create and to produce the charcoal. And after that, the people became to be with lands. They started to be the water cleaners and to work with the lands. And we have all the lands of, around Al-Fahim. We were the richest place inside Israel, the richest Palestinian place inside Israel. We have the best land inside Israel, inside Palestine, before Israel. But after that, I would love to say that when Israel establishment, before that we were woodcutters and water cleaners. And when Israel establishment, the Palestinian community destroyed. The richest people left Palestine. And we stayed the minority inside Israel. And I heard all the time that the Israeli people say, leave them here because we need them to continue being water cleaners and woodcutters. And after that, I would tell you something about that. This is the people here, but I would love to say here. This is the border between Palestine and Israel. But before that, before Israel establishment, it was the only area for Palestine, and our leaders fighted the army of the English mandate here in Israel, in Palestine, for free country. My grandmother was in the other side, And when the war broke out, he told the family that few days the war will stop, I will come back home. The war stopped, but new situation. The border between Palestine and between Israel, and we are here in this side, inside Israel, one step in the Palestinian Authority. We can't go there, and my grandmother can't come back home. And he said, few months, everything will change. I will go to Jordan, from there to Lebanese, and after that, he arrived to Syria and he died there. I remember my mother all the time called me when I was very small, 5 years, and the radio from Syria all the refugees send regards to the families by the radio. They told that I am Muhammad, like that family. Please, if somebody hear my name, hear me speaking, give my regards to my family and tell him that I am in the refugee camp, like that, like that. And he request me all the time, please listen to the radio, and if you hear my father, her father, tell me to early one day to hear him speaking. It's never happened. And he died in Lebanon, in Syria, in the Al Yarmouk camp refugees. And we are here, this is the Palestinian Authority, and the border, it's not only border, it's the seam. It's like the seam between being Palestinian there and Israeli here. My heart there, my mind here, because I am citizen here. I have the laws of Israel, and I have the citizenship of Israel, and I have to be loyal for the laws in Israel, but my heart there. How can I go with the two identities to be Palestinian and Israeli in the same time in Israel, with all the crises between Palestinians and Israel? How it's very difficult. It's only border between there and here, but it is here all the time in my mind. How to continue being that? And this is the first day of Israeli establishment. Like the people here, the Palestinian people here, they were the leaders of the people who fighted for free country, for Palestine country. One day, new situation. They have to sign that we agree to be inside Israel. But if I could take another photograph here, it's photograph of Jewish, like to show how the Palestinian people are very down. But I think that it's not to show us very down. It's to show us very pride. Why? Because you can see here the man who is responsible, who represent the army, with how he check hand for the people, and all the people here didn't want to look to his face, to his eyes, because they feel ashamed, shy. What happened here? We fight it all the time for country. Now we are inside the country. We don't want to look to his eyes. It's like to show them down, but they show him very high, very high. And when I see that, I say how it was very powerful, this thing. And after that, it's only one thing. After that, they order the people to go to the outside home and to make like that with hands to show that they have no guns and no weapons. And after that, they told them it's not enough. You have to put there to hang the flag, the white flag. And after that, they order them to hang the Israeli flag. And the people say, how it looks. Israeli flags, they don't know how it looks. And they told them, don't be worried. We will teach you how to draw that. And you can see here how the people draw that. It's not perfect like that. For that I said the first time that we started to work with contemporary art in the same day that we draw the flag of Israel. And here, after that, the Independent Day of Israel, you can see that, how we celebrated the Independent Day of Israel every year. Like that, you can see here the group of the children and the people here around that, and the flag of Israel inside the people there, and the group of the children and Jewish teacher with the music, and the group of the girls, they say their song, Sharim. They're singing the Am Israel High. Like that. Every day. Every one day, every year in the Israelis independence. So this is the situation that I born inside. But now I will tell you where I am going. Now I born with this situation and with this woman. This is my mother. Her name is Miriam. And Miriam married when she was only 12 years old. When she married, she took the toys with her to the new house. And in the morning, she told me that in the morning, she played with the toys with the girls from the neighborhood, and after that, she prepared herself for my father coming home back. And my father, she was only 12 years old, and my father was only like the same age. He was only 27 years old. 15 years between my mother and my father, and he came back home with the love for the special food and the very fresh girl. Like that, she shared the losing of the childhood and with the new future. But she became to be my inspiration after that. Why? Because she gave me the power. When she was only 24 years old, she has 7 boys and girls. One of them died when he was very small. And she has a special story, my mother. I remember her in the very difficult weather outside, when it was very cold outside and no electricity homes before that, how she took us, 7 boys and girls, to be in the very small room and to sleep each beside the others, and she slept only on the side, because we have only one sheet in the night. But I remember all the nights how she kept wake all the time, and she sent her hand, 2 hands, to all the boys and girls to check who is covered with the sheet, who is not covered with the sheet. She didn't know what she is doing this time, but she gave us the future. Without food, we haven't the food, we haven't the palace, we have nothing in these times. And we learn to take responsibility about our life. We learn these days, don't accuse, don't blame. Because if we have food, we have to say thank you, mom, for food. And because we have nothing to eat, the hug and the touch was meaningful. And with the touch and the love, we create the academic family. Family with art. Me and about 10 guys and girls work with art in family in Al-Fahim in the time that nobody knows what's art. And this is my future, and this is my inspiration. When I grew up, I wanted to create the gallery in my city. I thought that no money. I knew that no budget. But I remember my father told me one day, when I was very small, told me, you have not to blame and to accuse, never. When you accuse, you show your finger ahead. I didn't understand him. And he told me, when you show your finger ahead, 3 fingers come back to you. You have to check your responsibility. What you have to do and you didn't do, did. And I remember that when I grew up, I wanted to establish the gallery, no budget, nothing. And my father told me, and I show my finger to the government, and the government will not be changed in the future. Now we get only 3% of the budget, not 22%, only 3%. We can't change nothing. But my father told me not accuse, not blame. Take responsibility. For that, I started to work and decided to be proud for my future, for my past, and never to be victim inside Israel. I don't want that the feeling of victim pushed me. I didn't want the feeling of poor and very weak pushed me. I understood that with my two legs and two my hands, my eyes, I can create the revolution for my people. For that, I started to work. I established the first gallery in Al-Fahim. 2 years after that, Yoko Ono came to my gallery for solo exhibition. And she came, and we were very small budget, very small staff, nothing. And she came to Al-Fahim, and she took Al-Fahim very high. And after 3 months, she left. I feel that the carpet that we fly with that can take us down and destroy it. Because it's the carpet of Yoko Ono. How can I stay there without Yoko Ono? With no budget, nothing, no staff, but I decided to be there. And they say if I want to do something for my people, for my community, for my nation, it's hard to be the best. The best, it's my pride. I have to connect my community. I have to connect my people. But I don't want to be the gallery in Al-Fahim. I have to be international. I would love to connect people from all of Israel to come to see us. Why? Because the dialogue that I had before that with the Israelian, it was patron dialogue. They looked to me very small. And when I went to Tel Aviv, I was very good with Hebrew. My Hebrew is very good. I knew Bible, I knew Tanakh, I knew very good Hebrew. And people didn't know that I am Arabic. Why? Because the stereotype take them that I have to be dirty. And I have to be like that. And when I was like that, they didn't believe that I am Arabic. And after that, they say, maybe you are Arabic, but I am very sure that your blood is Jewish blood. It's like to take me from the collective and to say that if you like that, you are us. And after that, I wanted, it's like disturb me, I wanted to create another situation. Situation that I bring people to come to my city, to touch my culture, to touch my eyes, to touch my pain, to touch my narrative. Because I saw after that, if I create the situation for all the things here, I will create dialogue that based with empathy and respect. I need empathy and respect. I don't need mercy. I would love to see people come to Al-Fahim because they feel that it's powerful to come to Al-Fahim because I show them the best. Now we are going to establish our first Arab museum inside Israel. This is Jewish, this is Al-Fahim, my city. This is the people here, what I show here, and this is the most important thing about it. My mother told me how in the catastrophe with the Palestinians, she was in my old city, in my village, and she prepared food to my father to come back home. And the people started to run away. And the people started to run away from the homes. And they came to my mother, she was only 14 years old, and they ordered her, take your child and run away because the Jewish come here and the homes destroyed and people killed. My mother didn't think about home to destroy. She only thought about my father to come back home and the food is fresh because she felt scared by him. And she took the food that she did and she covered that with sheet and sheet and sheet and she put it in the side and she said, we will come back home after 2 hours and the food stayed fresh. They never come back home. My father has to come back home in the night to steal the food from the home to take to the family to be there. With this story of my mother, that she told me very late, before only maybe 15 years ago, 5 years before she died. She opened my mind that I have to interview her, to film my mother when she speak about everything, amazing stories, and to keep the films for my children. But when I went outside, I saw many women, elders, women and men in the same age of my mother. I say, everybody with his own story. Why only my mother? I have to create the archive for the oral history. And I say, we have not to cry or to be sad about elders that die every day. We have to be sad about stories that we can't hear them again. We have to be like, to go very quickly to all the elders now before yesterday, now before tomorrow, and to start to interview the people, because every man who go will take the secret with him. Now we have the history of my city in the gallery. 600 of interviews of the elders and all the photographs, and thousands of photographs in my city, in my gallery. 90% of the people not in life. But the history here, it's not for me, for my children in the future. When they wake up one day, they want to know more about the city here, about the past. I will show them the way. I will give them everything and request them continue our mission, because now I will show you more here because I have to finish. This is some of the photographs that for the elders. Some of the photographs, and Yoko Ono in Al-Fahem. And here I am when I was very smart. And this is the community. This is the community. How we work with women, children. We have every year come to the gallery. 50,000 people come to the gallery every year. But I didn't forget my community, my people, that they come from the alleys, from the difficulties. I don't want to open gallery for only the high level. I want to see my people, the very poor people come and open to the gallery for them. And you can see here, this is our vision. I have to make it short. This is our vision. The museum that we are going to build it in the future, and I will show you here. Inshallah. Inshallah, of course. This is our museum. Look here, it's very important. We finish here the competition. 49 architects from all over the world took part in this vision, in the competition. And we have the museum here, and you can see here the path here across the museum. Why the path? Because in the exhibition of Yoko Ono, I invited my neighbor to come to the museum, to the gallery, to be part of all of the VIP came to the gallery to see Al-Fahem. People wanted, desire, like to come, that everybody want to see, to come to Al-Fahem and to be proud for the place. And Yusuf worked in Tel Aviv with cleaning gardens and like that. He didn't come. Someday I asked him, Yusuf, why you didn't come to the exhibition? Because many people were there. He told me, I came with my 2 children. I stand on the door. I saw people, suitable people, and I felt ashamed to come inside. I asked him what you did. He told me that you returned home. And I started to imagine what he told, what he did to convince the children to leave the neighborhood with the playing and to come to us. And when he left the gallery, what he told his children that they didn't come inside, because we are poor, because all of them better than us. How I turn the gallery and the museum become to be welcoming place for all the Yusufs in Al-Fahem, and they are 60% of the people. And I told this story to all the architects, 150 people came to take part in the competition, but at least after that, only 49 architects took part in the competition, and I told them the story of Yusuf. I told them, the architect give me the answer, how to attract and how to hunt Yusuf inside the museum. He will take the museum. He will be the designer of the museum. And they give me the solution, how to hunt Yusuf inside the museum. And they create this path across the museum, and it's open 24 hours every day. And it's open. And everybody want to go from here, there, have to go inside. And who go inside, we can see the museum here by the glass from here, and like to turn the psychological wall feeling and to feel very close to this place. And after that, ربطاي أنا راح مسيركم لو أنا it's like also this thing. It's like people. I can't show you what on our events, but here how to create not the gallery to be workshop, how to turn all the neighborhood to be workshop. My friend here, Bourse Andre, his wife, she is here. The singer. Yeah. His wife, she is ceramic artist, and he know that how many ceramic symposiums we create in the gallery to invite people from all over the world to come to create and to turn Al place to to have the fire and the fire of creating and like that. This is the gallery, but it's not only the gallery. We have collection, and we are very close to take recognition to the museum inside Israel. I hope to raise the money for the museum, and I want to say only one thing: because the mother, because the touch of the mother, because the inspiration of the mother, I am here. Thank you.